Welcome back, Love Nation. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for coming to my channel, Love Nation. Please hit that like button, share button, as well as hit that notification bell so you know when I am going live. And as promised, I'm going to get on here tonight and share some of my comments about the crazy dumpster fire today, day 20 of the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial. Couple things going on. First, before I get into this, let's just deal with the crazy fan first, okay? The crazy fan. So apparently, it was a woman that showed up at the courthouse last night to wait in line. She brought a baby with her. Allegedly, they thought that she was actually giving the baby some adult beverages. This woman actually did manage to get into the court after, I guess, cutting several people. And when they was about to take the first break, first she stood up to show Johnny Depp some love. And I guess he turned around and responded. But then she shouted, I'm hearing that, that he was her baby daddy and here's his baby. And she was promptly escorted out of court. So again, I guess this court is definitely bringing out all the drama and all the crazies. Now moving on to some things that happened today. So this is day 20, and right now Amber Heard's team is presenting witnesses that are trying to back up her claims. All three of which, honestly, I do not believe personally were super effective. I don't think that they were as, well, how can I say this, bad as last week, but I don't think that they were super bad. So, one of the very first witnesses today was a doctor. He is like a hand surgeon. He was not Johnny's hand surgeon. However, he came to testify. And by the way, he charges about $1,000 an hour. And this gentleman, and I'm not going to show the picture here because YouTube has been taking down my videos. So, they showed Johnny's hand like when it was first messed up in Australia. And this expert literally sat there and said there was no way that Johnny's story of how it happened could have actually happened due with his expertise. Now, Johnny's lawyers did get up to respond to the claim that, basically questioning the guy, asking the lawyer, questions about, could it have happened a different way? They were disputing some things that the doctor was trying to infer about Johnny's hand. And I mean, all in all, his testimony kind of left some doubt in there. But again, I'm just going to keep going back to this one point. The one point that I just want to keep making is I really do believe that Johnny believes that this happened. Otherwise, I don't think he would have made the suit. There was a lots of glass surrounding that area, and on top of a lot of glass surrounding that area, uh, you know, the room itself was a complete disarray, a complete mess, and all that broken glass. I'm just going to say, looking at it, yeah, I believe it probably could have happened. Um, was that surgeon effective in his argument saying, well, nah, I don't think it happened. No, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just gonna leave this witness up in the air. Like I said, I don't think it was like the best, but I don't think it was the worst testimony of all of the witnesses that Amber Heard has had. The first one, the surgeon, he did seem to be credible in what he was trying to say. Um, I just I believe that, in my opinion, more so, it was like a thing of like this guy is literally getting paid to analyze some stuff, get up here and run out. Um, the first guy was kind of believable. I'll give him that much. I thought it was okay. I'm sure that welcome back, Garden of Twitty. I'm really glad that you're back. So listening to the surgeon discuss the finger, I mean, I'll give him some credibility for what he was saying. I don't think that he was as off the rocker as the next witness. Now, the next witness, and again, I'm not even going to show his picture. I do not want this taken down. I believe his name was Dr. Spiegel, and this is where the complete dumpster fire started. So this Dr. Spiegel is like a specialist with narcotic usage, medicines, overprescribed, behaviors that can come with, say, for example, abuse of opioids, abuse of alcohol, abuse of illegal street drugs, etc. So, in the midst of him testifying, I think that the back and forth that happened between him and Johnny's lawyer, in which, Dr. Spiegel was asked, well, did you call Johnny an idiot? And then it had to go back and it had to be justified or clarified. Then it was another round of questioning that was really tinge worthy when the doctor was testifying about what was it, intimate DV and the causes of what can drive that. What struck me as sad was, if you compare what that doctor was saying to the audio of events that were going on in real time when some of these events happened, you can clearly see that Johnny was not trying to engage with Amber Heard during these outbursts. It felt like this doctor, in my opinion, was going out his way to describe Amber Heard's behavior, if that makes any sense. I also believe it was kind of biased that this doctor spent more time, even though Amber Heard was the one that got the mental evaluation and Johnny Depp didn't. This doctor spent so much time talking about Johnny Depp. And when Johnny Depp's lawyer finally said, have you actually evaluated Johnny Depp? This guy, literally, in my opinion, kind of went off the rails, didn't really want to answer at first, and then admitted no. And then Johnny Depp's lawyer was like, well, you've been sitting here all this time, saying that, oh, Johnny might fall into this category. He might fall into that category. You have a licensed, I believe he was a psychiatrist of some sort that specializes in medications, etc. For him to get up there without actually having checked out Johnny also, I felt like that was probably the biggest discrediting issue I had with the whole day, because Amber Heard was the one that has gotten the mental evaluations, And it seems like a lot of the things that the doctor was saying as far as the extra aggression, the extra anger, the acting out, wanting to feel like you want to put hands on somebody. It felt like he was describing Amber to a T, in my opinion, not as an expert, but just looking. And knowing that Amber was the one that has received the evaluations, and for Johnny Depp have not to been evaluated, again, I felt like this was a huge disservice. And I felt like it really did take away from um his testimony as a doctor. I felt like again he was up there not really testifying to things about Johnny that he was actually able to analyze, as a doctor, if that makes any sense. I thought this was definitely a waste of an expert. And then just the cringe-worthy um line of testimony, the going back and forth, it was getting so unprofessional. And I felt like his impact could have been much more impactful. Had he just stuck to his specific facts, not get all drilled in with Johnny. Okay, you're saying, right, they both seem extra, but Depp is better at hiding and acting. Doctor should have looked at them both for sure. Definitely. And you made a really, really good point. Johnny Depp has been in this game for a long time. He definitely knows how to sit there and permeate a sensible thing for people to continue to like him, even though we're hearing all these sad, weird things coming out about this strange relationship that this couple had. And, definitely that doctor should have definitely, by all means, evaluated Johnny Depp if he was going to go on that stand and spend so much time talking about this intimate DV behavior. It literally felt to me he was just describing Amber Heard. And the worst cringeworthy moment today that really had me concerned, and I was actually surprised that testimony just was not cut off in times of just knowing, like, okay, they're running out of time on both sides to even present material, was when Johnny's lawyer asked this guy, we are talking about the same psychiatrist. He asked him, "Have you seen Willy Wonka, or have you seen some of his other movies?" It was just such a weird moment. You cannot try to build on what Johnny Depp's actual behavior is by asking him if you've seen Willy Wonka. That was the weirdest thing today. Very weird. I was just thinking to myself, and again, I'm definitely not a lawyer. Of all the questions that you could ask a psychiatrist or with a mental health specialty background, it went so off the rails talking about, have you seen Willy Wonka? I mean, seriously. It was just pitiful to me. I thought that was definitely the lowest point today. I thought that entire line of testimony just should not have even been brought into court. It was just so bad. Like that whole testimony, in my opinion, went straight to the left after about 30 minutes of that behavior medication psychiatrist dude being on a stand. It just went off the rails after 30 minutes. They should have cut that off quickly. It was really bad. I thought that was uh especially bad for Amber because that was her expert. But I thought it was twice as bad for Johnny's lawyers to even. I think they should have just let this one go. They should have just let that go. They should have just went to lunch, because that whole thing was like a hot mess. Um, and like I said, uh, today overall was just kind of weird. Very weird. And now getting to the last witness, the alleged expert in analyzing what Amber Heard may have made. I knew that this went straight to her defamation lawsuit. However, I believe that last witness that was testifying for Amber about how much money she could have made or how much money she lost, again, started off strong. It was okay at first. I was going along with it. But again, it went off the rails. I don't know if this was specifically Johnny's team's goal of of making her experts look this crazy, but that last one really looked crazy. Specifically, comparing Amber Heard's resume to Jason Momoa in terms of how much she deserved financially. I've hit on this several times, and I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm not saying this just to be nasty or nothing. I'm just pointing out facts. Amber Heard is a D-list actress. Period. She is a D-list actress. I'm not even trying to be funny. Her acting skills appear to be someone that is just breaking into business that by all means is forgettable. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Her roles are not impactful for her to think that she even deserves to be in the same category as a Jason Momoa. Then they brought up Zendaya. They brought up baby girl Zendaya. I almost cut this thing off for that woman to sit up there and say that she wanted to compare Zendaya's roles to what Amber Heard could be making right now. I mean, seriously, I think that was just as bad as the Willy Wonka back and forth. From the previous witness, how can you compare Amber Heard to a Zendaya? I was just like, wow. Like, even with roles that Zendaya has taken that are not what you want to call huge budget roles, even though she has been in a lot of high budget movies. She's definitely working it right now. But even her smaller roles, she was memorable. She had an impact. She was significant. She had a presence. I can leave a movie, and if I see an article about Zendaya, I'll definitely want to read it. I'll definitely want to know if she has another movie coming out, or some cute little dress that because she always looked good. So to compare Zendaya to an Amber Heard, I thought that was just appalling. And plus, I mean, if you just want to do apples to oranges, Zendaya by far has a far more classier reputation than Amber Heard. That's why I really felt like, why is y'all bringing Zendaya into this? That was just strange. Like, y'all gonna have to compare Amber Heard to some other folks, because y'all compare, and then oh God, the Gail Godot argument too, when that last woman has said that, oh, Gail Godot has been in 1984 Wonder Woman, and she's done this and she's done that. Guess what? Gail Godot has quite a presence also. Now, I actually don't like every single movie that she has been in, but I can never say that Gail Godot has not been memorable. I'll definitely give her props. She'll take some bad script and she'll work that script. Okay? She's going to make her moment in that movie. Period. I do believe that she does deserve the Wonder Woman franchise. I'm sure that she's actually being paid a decent amount. Thank you, Garden of Twitty. Yeah, I love Zendaya a lot, and it was just really today was just strange. Today was just bringing out all these A-list actresses to compare to Amber Heard. And then here's another thing to me that was apples to oranges. The people that they were naming, a lot of which has been, doing like some of them has done TV, some of them do TV and movies. Um, they had to become seasoned actors. But not one time during that time of them becoming seasoned actors or actresses, we didn't hear about them doing a number two in the bed. We don't hear about them in DV issues with their partners. We don't hear about them on audio tape poking and pushing and belittling people. Now, I'm sure also if they was wrapped up in drama like that yeah, they wouldn't have as much star power because people would be like, okay, they need to step back, they need to get help, et cetera, et cetera. I get that, completely get that. But Amber Heard, from the time that she has done Rum Diary with Johnny Depp up until even now, and what has this been almost 10 years? I think over 10 I think they filmed Rum Diary in 2009, but Rum Diary was not released to movies until 2011. So give or take, since they've done Rum Diaries, Amber Heard has literally accumulated a list of aggravating behaviors. Okay? And this could also be another reason outside of her and Johnny Depp as to why she just I'm literally you coming into the industry and you're causing so much drama. I honestly believe it was a little BS on her team's part when she proclaimed that she got that part in Aquaman on her own. No. Let me tell you again, I'm not being funny. Amber Heard is a D-list actress. Whether she was in Aquaman or not, nobody would have even remembered. She is not an A-lister. Her status became A-list when she got with Johnny. Period. She went from D-list to A-list. That gave her access. Being with Johnny gave her um events to be at and high-end producers that could be aware of who she was. And Johnny Depp has those types of connections by him being in the industry for 30 plus years. So for her to say like, "Oh, I was in Rum Diaries. Oh, and then I did a few other roles and then I did Aquaman." That's really not how it actually happened. To tell you the truth, if you look at like a lot of the stars that are actually in these, I guess, higher budget superhero movies, I mean DC or Marvel, very few of them were just plucked straight out of a small movie and thrown into a huge movie with like a superhero movie with a lot of screen time or a lot of parts or being like a huge part of marketing. It's very rare, very rare. I can think like everybody like okay, they were talking about how many people played Batman, for example. And again, this is apples to oranges. I wish that they didn't do this, but they did. Johnny's lawyer brought up the fact that, several people have played Batman. Look at the people that played Batman, and again, this is apples to oranges. Looking at Amber Heard, you got uh let me see, George Clooney. I did not like that Batman he was in, but it is what it is. George Clooney had already gained a lot of popularity. I believe he was on Grey's Anatomy or something. One of them hospital shows he was on. I think it was Grey's Anatomy back in the 90s. And it catapulted him. You know, a lot of people were tuning in to Grey's Anatomy because of George Clooney. I believe it was George Clooney was one of them hospital shows he was in. It could have been Grey's Anatomy. Then you got Christian Bale. Christian Bale was already a high, well known A-list actor before he got cast as Batman. Then you had Ben Affleck. He's been in the industry for what, 17 years? Uh, well known movies, well known productions, big and small. So they worked their way up to that. They were not just thrown in there. Jason Momoa, they kept bringing his name up over and over again. He's done Game of Thrones. I believe he was in Baywatch. And you know, Game of Thrones is huge. Baywatch is huge. Um, he was in some other stuff. I can't even think right now, but Jason Momoa has had his run of movies and TV before he was, casted for Aquaman. You know, he was again not just plucked off the street per se. And this is just basically what I'm trying to say is these people that were named today, if you want to say that Amber Heard deserves damages in XYZ, I do not believe that she is owed $1 in damages. I think that this woman has literally gained her actual 15 minutes of fame by what she has actually done leading up to this trial right now. Honestly, I don't think she deserves another nickel. Johnny Depp literally took her in and basically did his boss moves to give her a career that she could not sustain on her own because of her bad behaviors. Honestly, at this point, ain't nobody gonna work with her. And I get so busy during the week. I do need to make the audio videos, and I do want to go back. There were actually other co-stars that she has made movies with that actually has been speaking out about her. These were articles that were actually kind of drudged up from a few years ago before this trial really just took hold, over here. I think that Nicole Kidman spoke up against her. Angelina Jolie, I don't think she made a movie with her, but Angelina Jolie has actually spoken to Johnny Depp about staying away from Amber Heard. I believe now I have not actually seen this article yet, so I'm gonna say that this is alleged. Lisa Bonet actually spoke up. Her not the December article, but there was a second article that I'm trying to get my hands on that kind of further got into some allegations from the Aquaman set. Now, I did do a video concerning one incident where there was allegations that Amber Heard allegedly got into it with Jason Momoa and she rubbed him the wrong way, which is funny because this man get along with everybody. It was a day where Amber Heard was on the set and was literally like sitting there acting like she had an attitude problem, just to make long story short. And somehow she popped off on Jason, allegedly. Jason didn't like it, and that was the start of the downfall of their relationship. And that happened allegedly during the filming of Aquaman 1, I believe. Allegedly. I'm gonna have to try to dig that up because her team has actually been scrubbing a lot of this stuff offline. Um, so I'm just going to make a summation of today's crazy events. I think the first guy, the surgeon, did do his part in trying to discredit what Johnny Depp said about the finger incident. However, again, the reason why I actually believe Johnny is that there is an audio that was recorded literally right after this incident happened. Amber Heard recorded it. Now, I listened to this audio about 3 times because honestly, it had a lot of tea in there. When I listened to the audio, and this audio was very clear, at the beginning, Johnny was literally shouting, like he said something to the effect of, "Look at what you did to my effing finger." And then Amber is crying, like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. Don't leave me. I love you." Jerry, his head security guard at the time, managed to get Amber Heard to go upstairs in that this happened in the Australia incident. So he got them separated. Somebody whisked Johnny off to a doctor while Jerry, the nurse, and I believe Johnny's personal property manager's butler slash assistant stayed there to look for the finger. Now, mind you, all this is in real time audio. And you can hear Jerry, the head security guard, talking to the nurse and saying, "We got to get Amber the F out of here. I don't care where she go. Send her to a hotel. Get her out of here. She does not need to be here when Johnny get back." And then the nurse was like, "Well, what did she do?" And Jerry said, "She cut off his effing finger. We got to find it." I kid you not. This is like a 1 hour long audio. This happened right after the incident in Australia in real time. I got to put this on my page. Basically, what I'm saying is Amber was the one doing the filming. The way it sounded like she hit record, but she left the room and left her phone somewhere where she could audio tape it if you listen to it. Because you can hear her walking away while Jerry and the nurse were still talking and looking for the finger and picking up glass. All this is in the audio. So she left. You can still hear her kind of boohooing in the background, screaming whatever she was doing in a faraway room. While Jerry was basically, in a nutshell, saying, like, "This bitch is crazy and we need to get her out of this house." Okay? This was all on the audio. So, again, I got to put this on my channel. Um, if you guys don't want to wait for me to find it, I believe the YouTuber that initially put this out, his name is Incredibly Awesome. If you don't want to wait for me, his name is Incredibly Awesome. He was the one that actually compiled all of this audio, including that 5.5 hour long audio that I need to actually upload to my channel. So today, was it a win for Amber? For the most part, no, I don't honestly think it actually moved the needle really one way or the other. Most of the testimony today, outside of what that surgeon was saying about the finger, everything else to me kind of literally jumped a shark. It was a dumpster fire mess. It was all over the place. I don't think the questions was lined up properly. I thought a lot of time was wasted today. So, like I said, I'm kind of neutral on today. I don't think it was a big win for Amber. But like I said, I'm just trying to give her try not to be too biased, but I mean honestly, I listened to those audio tapes. I mean, honestly, they could have just played them audio tapes and I think this trial would have been over. So, and I'm saying that again because uh if you listen to something going on in real time, you can hear what's going on if you actually are listening. A real time event, that is something that no expert can dispute. And Amber recorded a lot of these events some of which was without the knowledge of other parties. And to tell you the truth, Johnny is a bigger man than any man that you could expect. I mean, she was dogging his kids, dogging the mother of his child, talking about his mother, belittling him in his career. And it was just shocking. More than one time, more than two times, more than three times. I honestly, this was just not normal to me. Not normal at all. And literally, in one instance, she actually blocked the door so he could not get out while she was still shouting at him. It was just craziness. And I understand you with somebody, you've been with them for a long time, you gonna fight. But they weren't even together for a long time to be fighting like that. And honestly, I know a lot of it was because of addictions. I get that too. But to tell you the truth, even with the way Johnny manned up and tried to take care of that divorce, again, I thought he was a bigger man. I mean, I wish I could marry somebody for 1 year and get 7 million in cash, get my taxes all paid off from everything we bought over 1 year. This man paid almost $15 million to settle all the bills that they had accumulated from 1 year of marriage. I'm so glad that he divorced this woman. How in the world do you spend so much money in 1 year that you owe $15 million in federal income tax? Unbelievable. In 1 year. All she was there to do was to drain this man. So that's basically my take on this. Garden of Twitty, thank you for joining me again for my live. You are definitely my number one Love Nation fam member. I totally appreciate this. I'm going to go live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. to again do an analysis. I have kind of been falling off with some of my weekday videos. I've been very busy lately, and some of the celebrity news, honestly, a lot of it is starting to be skewed toward this trial. And, I don't like reporting on, like, I know, like, the Rico situation with Gunner and Young Thug is going on. I don't like to really report on rappers too much. Um, to make it like a everyday video. But I might make a video on like what is Rico, because I'm still trying to research that. So, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you too. So, I am definitely going to come back tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe to anybody listening to this video later. Please share your comments and be safe tonight, you guys. Until next time, love you too, Gardener Twitty. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye, guys.